Hey crew, I've got the key to this 25 Bentley Bentayga S Black Edition, and today we're going to see what it's like to live with. Starting with the spacing in my driveway, which is 16 feet wide by 19 and a half feet long. I've got the Bentley parked right there at the edge, tires actually hanging over just a little bit, sitting next to my mother-in-law's Lexus RX while Mobile Mama is at her Orange Theory workout. If you want to check out her content, it's at Mobile Mama on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. The RX is parked about 6 inches from the edge, and that still leaves lots of room to walk between the vehicles, wheel a double stroller or wagon through for our kiddos. Powerful door mirrors of the Bentley do help. The nose is hovering over the gutter at the front of my driveway, and at the back, there wasn't enough space to get the trash cans through on trash day. I had to go over my lawn, but there is enough room to walk in front of the hedge on the path to my front door. When first stopping inside with the key fob on me, I can put my hand on any of the 4 door handles. That will unlock all the doors. And I'm gonna wait until I'm parked next to someone in a parking lot to show you the real door opening space. For now, I can just point out that is one defined notch, and I can swing it all the way out just barely before touching the RX. So I've got the most grand entrance, which is fitting for a Bentley. And in fact, the ride height is perfect for me to just slide in horizontally. And when closing up that door, I don't have to do much work. It soft closes the rest of the way. Hey cabin crew, thanks for joining for this day in the life in the 25 Bentley Bentayga S. In this video, I want to see what the Bentley badge buys you as a family SUV. So let's fire it up. Get just a little snarl from the twin-turbo V8. Let's listen to the idle from outside the car. I like it. Okay, so maybe your neighbors won't necessarily love it if it's too early in the morning or too late at night, but this idle does settle down after just a couple minutes to be more considerate. Oh, and I do have those curb ramps set up for clearance of the gutter at the front, but it's just not needed for an SUV like this. See what I mean? It's a much more soft idle now. So before we roll on out of here, I want to show you where I would stick the items I bring with me every day, like my iPhone 15 Pro, which is going to go on this large wireless charging pad, and then the key fob could stay in my pocket or just go in one of the cup holders here. There isn't dedicated sunglass storage up above, just this gorgeous leather headliner, so I put my sunglasses in this cubby just in front of the console, which turns out to be perfect because it's rubberized, so they're not going to move around and get damaged. Inside the console, I put my wallet, but I couldn't fit much else because there isn't that much room. I had to put my GoPro accessory case in the passenger side door pocket because the user manual was taking up too much of the glove box, and the driver's side door pocket is holding on to my 32-ounce water bottle. So all in all, I think the storage space inside the Bentayga is solid. It just may be an issue if you have too many large items for the cubbies available to you. Now let me throw on my seatbelt here. Pull the gear selector back down into drive, release the parking brake, and roll on forward. And it is trash day, but I have no trouble at all clearing my neighbor's cans. Mornings in the Bentley. They're quite nice, because you have features like seat heating or ventilation, weather depending. Almost always, in my case, steering wheel heating, though I wish this actually had multiple stages, like a low level, mid, and high, because I love keeping that on to warm my hands cozily, but there's just on and off, so it gets too hot sometimes. And then, always, should always be, massage. You choose one of your multiple options just to set the tone for the day. And I will say, this is a good massage, but I wish it just continued until I decided I was done with my massage, which when is that ever going to be the case? But it times out after a while, and then you got to hit the button on the side again. At least you don't have to hunt around in the infotainment for that. It's just a physical trigger right here on the side of the seat. In addition to the features, you also have the natural cabin insulation inside this $300,000 SUV. Dual pane glass, acoustic laminate, and just a quiet riding vehicle. And if you don't want to hear from the burbling beautiful V8, then you can go from Bentley mode to comfort mode, which is going to dull the throttle response even more and just require less excitement out of the engine. As for other daily driving details, things like the turn signal sound. Boy, that tone sounds expensive. Clinking against very expensive glassware. Crystal, I think. Now for the turning radius. Pull out a little bit here. Turn the wheel fully. And pivot round in a very respectable turning circle, thanks to the rear wheel steering system. Good on you, Bentley. But what if some hooligan is driving inappropriately on the roads and you need to just fix that behavior? What's the horn gonna sound like? Ooh. Proper. They'll think twice about doing that. It's not a perfectly rosy picture from behind the steering wheel of the Bentayga, though, at least in my case, because I've got a longer torso, see? And I can't lower this seat enough to feel like I'm getting the right position behind this wheel. I feel like I'm sitting too high, almost like the sun visor is down, but really it's up, but it just comes down into the windshield view a little bit more than I would prefer. Why not give me an extra inch or two of adjustment, Bentley? For shame. When using the brakes, there is very smooth deceleration. Easy to modulate that pedal, come up to that stop, and then when you're sitting here, if you don't want to hold your foot on the brake, you put on the auto hold, and you wave at random people, and they don't wave back. She's locked into whatever she's listening to, I get it. I know. Then when it's time to get up to speed again, leaving it in the comfort mode is kind of just right for this vehicle's vibe, because there's plenty of power, 542 horsepower, and just over 500 pound-feet of torque. You get up to speed easily, but in the comfort mode, it does so with grace. Now, unfortunately, and this is going to be a surprise, is that a 911 Turbo? Oh, it looks good. In orange? I don't know, maybe not my thing. Anyway, this one might be a surprise, but the ride quality in the Bentayga S is just good. And I use that word carefully because you surely expect greatness, but that's not quite the case here. Let me explain. What we're on right now is an imperfect road surface. It's got cracks, it's got grooves, it has ruts in some places and changes. That's concrete, this is tarmac. And what you would expect of a vehicle costing this amount of money in this segment, this high-end luxury segment, is for all the defects to be muted. What I experience instead is a pulse in through to my seat as the Bentayga traverses these unsightly defects. It's not jarring, I want to clarify. This would be very good it would be exceptional for an $80,000 luxury vehicle, but it's an awareness of the road that I feel like you spend the extra money not to have. But more than anything, I'm aware of my desire for coffee right now. So I'm gonna pop in here to Enchanted Coffee to fix that problem. And there is a parking space right here that I'm going to back into, of course, with my high-res camera system and trajectory lines. Got the bird's eye view here to the left. It's a bit narrow, but we should be just fine. Parking sensors helping out with proximity. And that Camry has extended past its space, but we're good. And I did promise to show you the door opening space when parked next to someone else closely in a lot. And am I, yes, just barely gonna be able to do that first defined notch for an easy exit. All right, got my latte, decaf, of course, because I can't handle caffeine. And I'm not sure I can handle this color as well. It's British Racing Green, which I love, but in a satin or matte finish for $13,000 with the sun on it. It's a lot. Gets a ton of attention, and if that's your thing, then mission accomplished. But for me, with the yellow accents and the black details, it's not setting the right vibe with this styling. However, I do love this green leather interior. Not sure once again about the yellow accents. And yes, I did spill coffee on myself already. But this is more just extravagant for me, whereas the paint job is for everyone else to love or loathe. There are cup holders, and they are at the perfect height for me to grab my cup once again and take another sip and... Yep, it's spilling again. It's a lid problem here. But let's get another opinion on the matter from the most mobile of matrons. It's Mobile Mama.
Mobile of matrons.
Try something different. I was just discussing this interior and how much I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's very nice. Wow, 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 wow.
But I don't love the exterior, and I think you feel the same way, right? It's a bit gaudy, if you will.
A bit.
Just a touch.
Yes, very gaudy. Oh, I see we have I couldn't really tell that this was green.
Yeah.
Until this lighting. Wow.
Well, yeah, because I think you come in expecting just black leather.
Yeah.
Because that's in a lot of the vehicles we review. But they were like, hey, let's try something different with the green.
With the yellow, with the green?
See, this is why I love you. I said the precise same thing. I was like, the yellow accents, no. But the green, yes.
The green, yes.
Yeah.
Inside, yes. Green on the outside is fine.
Fine in
without
just
yellow.
a non-matte finish. Well, and also, yeah, without the yellow, but also non-matte finish,
That's
BRG, 100%.
Yeah.
Right.
Agreed.
What do you think of the carbon fiber, though?
I really like it. It almost looked like, I almost thought it was like,
just a wood?
No, like a fabric inlay.
Oh.
Fabric
it
inlay
does have like
with
a fabric
stuff
pattern
over it.
to it.
Yeah,
You're right,
exactly.
Yeah. But it is carbon fiber, just in a different
Yeah, it's really cool.
layout.
And it's just a smaller print of what's happening on the door. Quilting.
I'm just going to do this whole video holding your hand, I guess.
Okay.
I like it. The quilting is very nice as well. You are right. And the leather is just everywhere. I was admiring the headliner.
Oh, wow.
It's all of you cosseted in leather.
They don't make them like this anymore, do they?
They do if you have lots of money,
yeah.
they do.
Is this leather too? Yes.
Yeah,
everything.
it's all
wow.
in leather.
Okay. How much is this?
$300,000.
Whoa! I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the attention to detail, though. Like the knurled finishes on all the different things. That does make you feel a bit cut above. That's green, babe.
Not the seats.
The seats are...
The seats aren't green.
She's serious, folks. The seats are 100% green. The entire cabin is in, I think they call it Cumbrian green.
I honestly thought this was black. Wow. Okay, now I'm seeing it. It's all green.
She's colorblind.
It's all green, folks.
Yeah, it's all green, that's for sure.
Gosh, it's true.
But yeah, the seats are quite comfortable as well.
Oh, they're very
Did you turn on
nice.
your massage yet?
Of course not. You didn't
What
remind
are you
me.
doing? Hit the button. It's like the front of the many controls. There are several different switches.
Got it.
Got it.
Didn't
okay,
take
good.
me long.
Yeah, well, you do review cars.
I know
So I just spent, I don't know why, I spent a portion of my life, a few seconds, looking up if there were any songs, just famous songs about the color green.
Verde, verde, verde.
Besides the originals that Christina's
Actually, I
coming
just
up
thought
with.
of
That's
one.
literally just green in Spanish. What?
Green Eyes by Coldplay.
David?
Green Eyes. I can't sing. You're the
She
one
really
that
can't.
I wanted to find.
God bless her, she cannot sing. Yeah, there it
Green
is.
Eyes by Coldplay. Look it up.
Okay, I will look that up. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of rub it in that it's very much a green cabin. Hey, here's a question. Does she know that my eyes are green? Did you know that? That my eyes are
No, I had no idea
green?
that the man I married had green eyes.
Inside, she's panicking because she has no idea. Well, now that we've established that, should we get some food?
Yes.
We try eating? Somewhere different that we've never tried.
Oh.
Wouldn't that be fun? And not what we're going to do. We're definitely going to go to a place we've been to a bunch of times. We're throwing it back today to Pacific Catch. Like catch and release, get it? Like we're throwing it back.
Oh, honestly, I thought you were thinking like that we haven't been here in a while, and I was like, wow, your memory sucks.
We were rocked to find out they got rid of their lunch menu. So we're dealing with these bigger portions here, also more expensive. Like double the price. But I should be satisfied with this poke bowl and you with your grilled salmon.
Yes.
Shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Cheers.
Ciao.
Cheers. Oh, it's gotten violent. We find ourselves in the back seats of the Bentley. Have you enjoyed your pillow headrest yet?
I didn't put my head against it.
You
I
know
don't
what?
really...
This is weird. It's
It's
like
an
it
odd-
deflates itself.
But
It's
also,
like,
this seat's kind of an odd shape. Like, I didn't get to the pillow.
it's a nod shape. A nod shape.
It's an
That's what I
odd
heard.
shape.
I heard nod shape.
Wait, like I need this is very cushiony.
Well, we actually have seat adjustments, like power seat
there we
adjustments
go.
here on the side.
Okay, that's what I need.
Yeah, so that was your fault. There's nothing wrong with the seat. Anyway, so this is an occasion seat. So when there isn't someone here, it just goes down and
Oh,
you have to catch it because it'll fly itself back.
Are there
It's
any
a really nice
special
console.
amenities
This
in
is
here?
covered in leather.
No.
Yet another leather detail. What, amenities? Yeah,
Where
you
are
got
the
two
flutes?
USB-Cs.
Champagne flutes and a fridge.
You
No.
pay more for those things.
Okay.
But you do have a pass-through here to get to the
Okay.
trunk. And that's the only way to get stuff from the trunk into the cabin here, because you can't fold down these seats if you set it up like this. They're lovely for older kids or adults. But for car seats, there's a bit of an issue.
What? Oh.
There's one top tether. It's right here. I've taken the cap off already. There's a single top tether in the middle.
What?
Yeah, I know. I looked. There's not top tethers on the other side.
They really don't want children in this vehicle.
They just want one. You have one forward-facing child. Wild. There's also a screen down here with heating. Your blind adjustment
That's
here.
a little too low for me.
A little too low?
I
well,
would like. Oh.
would you like the screen? Here. Is
I
that,
didn't
is
even.
that better? You didn't know
way
that?
Better. I did not know that.
So it
Close
deploys.
the blinds.
And there are two more USB-Cs. Oh, also, would you like your peasant blocker, as
Yes,
Omar says?
I'm closing them right here.
Well, there are lower latch anchors, so we could get
Okay,
rear-facing
we'll
car
try
seats.
it.
Okay, all right. It's a family SUV. So how was your install?
Mine was easy.
Yeah, mine
Yours was questionable.
Took a little bit of work. So for one, to get to that one center tether, you got to go through the adjusting headrest and then pull it over and then cinch it down. And to actually have a safe positioning of this seat, had to remove this fluffy pillow. But they
No
fit.
can do.
Yeah, and then there's going to be room for Talia's legs behind my seat. And did you have to move your seat at all?
No.
Let's just go see. Let's go take a look. What's it look like for the leggies?
Ooh.
Oh, beautiful. legs.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, so she's got legroom and the back angle is solid. So despite the one top tether, the Bentayga is technically family approved. But is it hobby approved? I'm going to find out by attempting to put my tennis gear in the back. I did mention you cannot fold down the rear seats with this configuration, so to maximize the cargo space, I'm going to remove this cargo cover. To do that, I will undo these fabric holds, one on each side, and then I'm going to lift up and take out this leather topped piece and store it in my garage, I guess. Right, now to load the most cumbersome piece first, the tennis ball machine, which I'm going to lay on its side and attempt to sneak under the fixed partition, which is going to allow me to close the trunk, hopefully. Now for the tennis rackets. Put these at a bit of an angle here to leave me room for the tennis balls. And, moment of truth here. Yes, it fits! En route! It's worth mentioning visibility, because it's really only compromised in the Bentayga by those giant headrests back there. Because apart from the sun visor feeling a little low, the windshield visibility is solid, the side glass front and rear is great, there's even a little window separating the C and D pillars to give you that line of sight, in addition to your blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic. It's just what's past the D pillar coming this way, so as you look through the rear view mirror, the headrests narrow your view. I made it! Let's go play! Now, with power on offer such as this, it would be a shame not to just dabble in the performance a little bit. So we're gonna do a real world 0 to 60 test. I've got my race box set up here to record, and I am gonna need to move into the sport drive mode. Then at this staged light, foot on the brake, pin the throttle, build the revs and boost, let it go, and surge out of the hole to 60 in 3.9 seconds. As Lightning McQueen would say, ka-chow! But that's just the all-wheel drive out of the hole goodness. What about the mid-range? Yeah, there's plenty here to get to the lane you want to be in before you then slow right down in traffic. Okay, out of sport, we've had our fun. Into the comfort mode and get with reality. Now, if you are in traffic, you do have some driving assistance features to reduce the fatigue of the situation, like adaptive cruise control, which I can set here, adjust my following distance, and then the Bentayga is just going to maintain the gap to that beautiful M3 sedan in front of me. I don't have to do anything at all. It also has lane centering assist, which is useful as the speeds have picked up here. Just going to demonstrate by removing my hands from the wheel and show you how on this curve it is maintaining that center line. It's only a demonstration though. I do have to return my hands to the wheel because this isn't highway hands-free driving. You don't even have features like lane change assist where the vehicle will change lanes almost for you. And that seems odd because you're spending all this extra money and a lower class of luxury car like BMWs do offer those features. So what you do get is useful, it's just not as useful as something less expensive. But if the commute isn't made easier by hands-free driving on the highway, it is made more pleasant by cabin quiet. I'm going to quiet up now and listen to the cabin volume at highway speeds. So starting out on this smooth tarmac, very quiet. On the louder road surface, you do get a decent bit of tire noise entering the cabin, but wind noise is so distilled. I can barely pick it out if I'm listening for it. And there isn't passing traffic around me right now, but I have experienced it before. It just doesn't really enter my consciousness. So the drive to and from work is kept in a zen state. You're gonna get there, feel relaxed until you start actually having to work, and you'll leave knowing you're gonna have that chill ride home. There is something else a well-insulated cabin can be great for, and that is locking in to your music. This Bentayga has the optional Bang & Olufsen sound system, and we're gonna hear that via the wireless Apple CarPlay. I'll get that queued up. Very responsive here. I do feel like they have improved the software. It is refreshing at a quicker rate. The graphics do seem sharper as well. The last Bentayga, it just had this delay every time I touch on the screen. Not so here anymore. And there is a physical volume knob and tuner to cut down on distraction while driving. I'm gonna work that up to, boy, we're way down there. 50% it looks like, and that is enough. Oh. That is so good. Like really, really clear. It has depth. It has variation. I didn't have any issues picking out the notes and the highs or mids. The bass came in with good punch. That is a supremely good sound system and probably worth the several $1,000s it costs to add on. Now I am curious if the Bentayga is only fun in a straight line or if it can be entertaining in a curve. So I'm back in sport mode. I've got traction and stability switched off. And I'm going to enter this bend onto the highway post-haste. Brakes complain, but they do put up a good fight. See if we get understeer here. No, it actually corrects itself. You can play with it mid-corner. Okay, and I will say yes. Yes to that. I have arrived quickly at my errand du jour, picking up some packages here at the UPS store. Ooh, that rhymed. Just one big box today, and I think I know what's inside. Since my hands are tied up, I'm gonna use the hands-free tailgate opening function, and let's unwrap to see what we've got. Yes, indeed, it's my new level 2 home charger from ElecQ. I'm not really sure how that's said. ElecQ? Yeah, looking forward to getting that installed at home and testing it out with all the EVs I review. It is time now to refuel this 22.5 gallon tank. The EPA rates the Bentayga S at 14 mpg in the city, 21 on the highway and 17 combined. If we saw 17, then we'd have a fuel range of 383 miles. However, if we look at just today's driving, because it resets the trip computer after every time the vehicle's been off for a number of hours, we've been averaging 14.2 miles per gallon. And then if you look at all the 839 miles that are on the odometer, it's been averaging 12.7 miles per gallon. And at current fuel prices of $5.19 for 91 octane gas that is required, it's going to cost me $117 to fill this tank. And while there isn't capless fueling, it's a very fancy fuel filler cap. Either way, I got to work just a little bit harder. Well, crew, at the beginning of this video, I pondered what the Bentley badge would buy you as a family SUV. And after quality time spent behind the wheel, I have concluded there is a lot it buys you, a lot to enjoy if you're an adult or an older kid. Your commutes to and from work will be quiet and calm with a stellar sound system to add some zest to your day. The rest of the excitement comes from that monstrous V8, which provides passing power in spades and a hearty tune the whole family can enjoy. There's space in the trunk for certain hobbies, but you'll want to stick with the standard 5-seater configuration if you plan on hauling large gear or purchases. But the real win for Bentley families is the swath of luxury found inside. Leather on every surface and delicate details. It gives you that elevated experience that is interrupted only by the intermittent pulses from the imperfect suspension dampening. If the badge suits you and the premium vibe is more important than practicality, then you're only 300 grand away from your family's next SUV. I hope you guys have enjoyed this day in the life, and I will see you again next time.